You've been planning your weekend getaway now for the last couple of weeks, and you plan on leaving Friday right after work. Well, status quo is you wait till the night prior to pack your clothes and get the car ready. Well, as you start packing your clothes, you realize one of your favorite TV programs is on, and it's a season-ending episode, or even a sports team. And then they're in the playoffs or the finals, right? You gotta watch it. Well, after your program's over, you look at your watch, you realize that it's starting to get pretty late. So you scurry around the house, you get things packed, you get the car ready, because you want to get a few hours of sleep, because tomorrow's going to be a long day. But let's fast forward. You're off work, you're in your car, and you're headed towards your destination. You realize that you might have forgot something, and home is not too far away if you need to go back and get it. So you start going through that mental checklist. As you're going through that mental checklist, boom! All of a sudden the steering wheel starts shaking. Your heart starts skipping a beat. Your knuckles are getting white from grasping the steering wheel so hard. You don't know what's going on, so you pull over to the side of the road and you slow down. You come to a stop. As you come to a stop, you pause for a moment. Take that deep breath. Collect your wits about you. You're not quite sure what's going on yet. Well, you get out of the car to inspect it, to see what's going on. And you determine you got a flat tire. This is exactly what I needed. Well, you pull out the tools to change the tire. And as you pull out the spare tire, only to determine that it's flat too. Well, since 2011, the Pew Research Center has been conducting surveys on smartphone ownership. And for the first time this year, 120 million American adults, 56% of us, own a smartphone. I don't know about you, if you're anything like me, you grab your smartphone and you jump into action. Well, smartphones are going to continue to mold us individually and society as a whole. So, what are some of the benefits of having a smartphone? First, let's determine what a smartphone is. A smartphone, according to the definition on the Merriam-Webster Dictionary website, is a cell phone with that additional programming or capability of email or internet browser. Well, now that we know what a smartphone is, one of the benefits is to provide that immediate capability to call for assistance. The insurance company, you can contact them for roadside assistance when you're having troubles with your car, especially when you're as thoroughly prepared as I am to go on a trip. Or you can call 911. That erratic driver in front of you, they might be drunk. They could even be having a heart attack. Or you could come across a major accident and notify those first responders, providing precious moments for that person involved in the accident. Well, another benefit is greater access to applications, media, information. Well, we'll go back to the scenario for that roadside assistance. You can update your Facebook or your Twitter account. Keep your peeps informed of how your vacation's going, right? Well, once you've updated your social media accounts, you get a text. It's from the insurance company. It's a picture of that clean-cut guy that's going to come help you out. And they say it should be about 15 minutes, maybe an hour. Well, with time to kill, you can go ahead and accomplish that next level of Angry Birds, right? Well, now that we know some of the benefits of having a smartphone, I want you to imagine that person that just makes you a little bit nervous when you're riding with them and they're driving. Imagine, if you will, you're traveling down a two-lane road, 55 miles an hour. Road's a little bit curvy, nothing significant. Then you hear that familiar tone. Bling! The driver got a text. So as they reach for their smartphone, they take their eyes off the road. Meanwhile, the car is drifting into oncoming traffic, or off on the shoulder of the road. I don't know about you, but I've had to correct a few people, a few of my friends. I don't want to be involved in an accident. Well, depending on what state you live in and some of the laws they've enacted, you may not be able to talk while driving with the smartphone in your hand, or text, or even utilize an application. So what are some of the adverse side effects of smartphones? Well, one of them is the burden of maintaining work in social media accounts. The Helsinki Institute for Information Technology analyzed data gathered from 2005 to 2010. And what they determined was the individual's free time was being infringed upon by that work-life relationship. That balance was not leaning the proper way. The results showed that a person that owns a smartphone spends about 2 hours and 45 minutes more on a smartphone than they traditionally would a computer. Well, additionally, social media users have been affected by this. The social interaction is not what it used to be. As you're trying to have a face-to-face conversation, I would like to say that, but it's usually a face-to-ear or face to the top of the head. They're messing around on their smartphone. So every now and then I change the subject or even wait to them to see if they're paying attention. Well, another adverse effect on smartphones is use of a smartphone while driving. This is the most pondered topic of all. According to the National Traffic Safety Administration website, of all auto collisions in 2011, 23% of them involved a smartphone or a cell phone. That's 1.3 million accidents. Well, the Virginia Tech Transportation Institute conducted a study in 2009, and that study was on driver interaction in smartphones. It was in a controlled environment under real world scenarios. And what they determined was almost unbelievable. Reaching for your phone, listening, or even talking on your phone increased your chance of being in an accident by 35%. Dialing a telephone number increased your chance of being in an accident by 300%. Now these are on the lower side of the spectrum. If texting and driving, that increased your chance of being in an accident by 2,300%. 2,300%! Well, this same study also determined that people drinking and driving reacted 2 to 3 times faster than people texting and driving. And we all know, socially and legally, that drinking and driving is totally unacceptable. Well, according to the Cohen Children's Medical Center in New Hyde, New York, a study was conducted on the fatalities that occurred amongst teenagers in 2011. And they determined that texting and driving killed more teenagers than drinking and driving. 3,000 teenagers lost their lives to texting and driving, while 2,700 lost their lives to drinking and driving. Now, smartphones are going to continue to mold society on a daily basis. A picture, a text, a video, even a driving application to get to your destination. Everybody in society has benefited from smartphone technology. Smartphones are going to almost be an essential item in the future. But at the same time, there's also negative aspects. People have lost their lives as a direct cause from smartphones. They've even missed special moments in life. I know that over the last couple of years, I've shied away from smartphones, even when I'm not driving. I know I don't want to be a statistic. I don't want to miss those special moments. And I hope you do too. Well, smartphones will continue to influence both individually and society as a whole, both negatively and positively.